Am I the asshole for lying to my wife about the length of my work trip to avoid a vacation with the in-laws? My 34M wife, 31F, and her family, my in-laws, had a 5-day-long family vacation in July. It was at an Airbnb that everyone, wife, her siblings and their spouses, and her parents, stayed in. I happened to have a work trip the same week as the vacation, but it was only 2 days long, so I technically could have gone to the last few days of the vacation. Here's the thing about my wife's family. They're very rowdy. They yell to communicate, get drunk together often, have no respect for each other's privacy, and ask very invasive questions. For example, on our wedding day, my father-in-law asked me if I had been practicing my moves for the wedding night and if I needed any advice. I was appalled. I have told my wife before that sometimes her family can be too rowdy for me, but she gets defensive and says I should accept her family for who they are. There have been times when I've asked my wife if I can skip family reunions and birthday parties, but she gets very mad at me and says it would be super rude to avoid her family. So when I found out that my out-of-state work trip was the same week as the family vacation, I decided to fib to my wife a bit. I told my wife that my work trip was 4 days long and that it wouldn't make sense for me to travel to the Airbnb to stay for only 1 day. My wife agreed to this. So I went on the work trip and enjoyed a few days of peace and quiet at our house, while my wife enjoyed the vacation with her family. A few weeks go by and I'm having some coworkers over for drinks. My wife came home from work early and started chatting with my coworkers. She told them about the wonderful vacation she had with her family a few weeks ago, and my coworkers asked me why I didn't join. I told them that the vacation was during our work trip. My coworker said our work trip was only 2 days long. Why didn't I catch the end of the family vacation? The look on my wife's face was murderous. After my coworkers left, my wife started yelling at me saying I was a major asshole. She called her parents and they sent me angry messages saying they couldn't believe I lied to my wife to avoid a vacation with them. Am I the asshole for lying to my wife about the length of my work trip, even though I know she wouldn't allow me to skip the family vacation? Comment what you think and follow for more stories.